săptămânii.
Norbert Kael, welcome again in Romania. It's not for the first time that you are here and you have your special public. Which is the reason for which you are here?
Yes, exactly. My first time was here as a performer in 2016, where I had the chance to meet Teodora, and I heard a lot about her. But our performance together was so great, and I enjoyed it so much that I was looking forward to return to Romania. So now it's going to happen on Sunday for the International Jazz Day.
It seemed to me that jazz, it's very close to you, but you started as a classical performer?
Yeah, actually, the truth is I started being interested in both styles when I was a kid. I was about 10 years old, and I started actually practicing both. So I wanted to have all the technical skills as a classical pianist, and also I wanted to practice improvisation, and I really liked jazz, the rhythm and the chord complexity of jazz. So I was doing both. And for a long time I had this dilemma which one I should choose, classical or jazz. And then I heard Keith Jarrett, American jazz pianist, who does both, and he combines jazz and classical, and that was kind of like a very big moment for me, because I felt that yeah, I can do the same, I can do both, and I can kind of make a fusion of jazz and classical.
It is very important nowadays to do this kind of fusion, this fusion music, in fact. And you grew up your own public. Where do you have concerts?
Yeah, that's true. I represent such a fusion and such a unique style that I have my own public. Actually, I have concerts all over the world. A couple of weeks ago, I performed in Dubai, and also I performed many times in India. I had a big tour in China with different Chinese concert halls. I also performed in Mexico and almost all the countries in Europe, and of course in the US.
Does the music from so spread it world, let's say the archetypes of India, of Mexico, or whatever in Europe, influenced your music?
Yes, actually it did. I really love Indian music, the rhythmic complexity again of the tabla and the Indian music, and also the melody. So when I'm traveling to a country such India or even China, I also listen to their music. If I have a chance to go listen live to local concerts, and they do influence. Also, and although my main pillars in musical style is still the European classical music and the jazz, and of course the Hungarian folk music.
But above all of this, you never thought to start also to write your own compositions?
Actually, I did, and very often I'm being asked to play my own compositions. My compositions are, I would say, mostly like 70% classical music, like I would say contemporary music. And I also offer these compositions to my classical pianist friends in Hungary, and they performed it in their concerts as well. And also it contains some elements of jazz, mostly like the chords and sometimes rhythmic elements. So yes, I love composing.
It would be impossible to travel so all over the world and not to put it on a sheet of paper, so to have some scores with you. And this complexity, in fact, of jazz, now it seemed to me that more than on the time of Gershwin, it's very much included in the classical score.
Yeah, it's very true. And Gershwin was a very, very good example because he was the first who combined the roots of jazz, the blues and the early jazz with classical music. And in this regard, he did something really remarkable. And of course, other composers in his era like Debussy, Ravel, Stravinsky, and also Bartók, they all combined jazz with classical music. And now it's actually a very, very rich, like I would say, variety that jazz and classical and also some other ethnic musical styles are being combined. And this seems to be now the direction of actually modern music.
How it will be, and can you describe, better to say, can you describe your concert of Sundays with, again, your friend Teodora? How it will be?
It's going to be a very great journey or travel in music. Teodora's mentor, I could say, was Johnny Răducanu. I hope I'm saying right. And she actually yesterday, she was telling so many stories about him, how great he was and how fantastic person and also artist he was. And it's kind of like a tribute to his art, to his music. So Teodora picked those very important songs that they were performing together. And right now it's also special because we perform as a duo. And it makes it a little different from like the regular jazz trio when there is piano, bass, and drums plus a singer. When you perform in duo, just the piano and the singer, as a pianist, you more freedom, so to say. You can put much more classical elements and much more your rhythmic elements because you don't have the drum and the bass. So this concert will be very like old at the same time and also very modern at the same time, because we are going to play these very old songs from the early jazz era, very, very well-known songs. But also I'm going to add some first classical flavor and a little more like modern flavor to it. So it's going to be very, I think, very interesting and very, very enjoyable.
For you, on Sunday, it will be a little bit more difficult because you have to be the main orchestra.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Yeah.
So also the rhythm and everything will be on your shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. That's it's very good. That's what I wanted to say, that when you have a trio, you have a much easier job because sometimes you just don't play anything or play some notes because you have two more people, or of course orchestra is much more people. As a pianist, you are a one-man orchestra, and the huge freedom in the other hand is that you can decide that sometimes you just play like a counter melody to the singer, or you want to play a big chord, like sounds like an orchestra. So you have all the freedom to decide what really the sound should be, but also it's very difficult. Yeah.
Norbert, welcome in Romania. Welcome for the second time, and we are looking forward when you will share with us your CDs, because as I know, you have some CDs that can be also released here in Romania, because in Romania it exists a lot of jazz lovers.
Yeah. I would be happy to share these CDs. Now the technology is a little bit making it different, because my CDs and all my musical works are on Spotify and also on YouTube. So it makes it actually easier to access, because anywhere in the world someone would like to listen to my music, they can just go on Spotify, they can listen to my CD, or go on YouTube, and also they can listen to live concert recordings, CD, any kind of recordings. So yeah, that's actually makes it a little easier.
Radio Clasic. Un radio în culori.